we're back here with the Test 2, Hypothesis Rising. I'm recording this in the same session that I recorded the Test 1, because I liked it a lot, and it was interesting, and I wanted to play the whole trilogy now. Perhaps that's slightly not the way you're really meant to do it, because this game, being that it digs to such a deep and personal place, feels like maybe you're meant to mull over the answers and their result for you for a while. I imagine that the one I got was not the only thing it could have said, because it did seem to take my answers about considering myself a dreamer and stuff into account and so on. It unusually ended in a sort of uplifting manner. I wonder if, depending on how you answer that, if it would sometimes tell you that you're an asshole and you need a knock to your ego or something. And it wouldn't give you something so uplifting and sweet as we got. But this is the test number 2, Hypothesis Rising. Just a warning to any people who are playing this on Steam and they don't organize their Steam library like I don't, and you just have it at the default order. It's going alphabetically, so it goes the test, then the test Final Revelation, which is the third one, and then the test Hypothesis Rising. So if you want to play them in order like I'm doing, you gotta go 1, 2, 3, not 1, 2, 3. But last time was awesome. It was very effectively paced. They threw in a lot of innocuous-looking questions right next, and just to space it out and make the "oh no" questions feel kind of jarring. And I'm here for it. Let's embarrass ourselves again. Have some more deeply invasive things asked of us, and give yes or no responses that will determine our destiny. Before experiencing the test Hypothesis Rising, it is highly recommended that you've played its prequel, The Test, before venturing into this experience. Well, we have that. You and I have done that thing. We're too good at this game already. You will stand to gain a lot more from this experience if you've played the test first, and this examination will also make a bit more sense as it carries on from where the last examination left off. A bit more sense, though. Let's not keep our expectations too high. I would like to urge you to go and play the test now before venturing forward. Look, okay, I already did it. You can stop asking and follow the instructions listed throughout the game, as you will certainly get a bigger benefit overall by taking the tests in the order they were meant to be taken in. Would you like to close the game now so you can never do? When I get a chance to exit the game, you way underestimate my ability to use Task Manager. I've already played the test. Wonderful news! We can continue. Oh, interesting. Once again, we're seeing someone in a very bloody room with... Oh, wait, it's like basically the same room, just like a little more clean, and the book isn't half missing this time. We've been speaking to fate all this time, apparently, unless the person with the Plague Doctor mask was not this fate, but... Oh, and they moved the bloody help sign off of the table and onto the wall now. And the doll's still there. Actually, it looks like you've cleaned the place up a bit. The floorboards look very nice, and is that new varnishing? Hello, and welcome to my office. It's truly a pleasure to see you here today. Please excuse the mess. I haven't had a chance to clean up yet. This is an awesome drawing on the right here, by the way. It looks like you've had a chance to clean up. You even moved the bloody help sign. That can't have been easy. Now, I don't want to take up too much of your time with blibber blabber and nonsensical speak, so I'll just get straight to the point. Sometimes we have to ask ourselves life's tough questions. Like, how often do you masturbate? There's one question in particular I'd like for you to ask yourself. Are you happy? And when I say happy, I don't mean content. Being content is great, but it's not the same as being happy. I want to help you. I want to inspire you to be the best that you can be. I want to inspire you to be the happiest version of yourself. I want to see you grow, inside and out. Hey, we already covered this in the last one. I don't need any more outside growth. Now, how do we accomplish this, you might be asking? You didn't even give me a chance to say yes or no to the happy thing. Good question. Allow me to explain. I'm going to ask you a series of questions, and you are going to answer them with 100% entire honesty. And when I say 100% entire honesty, I mean 100% entire honesty. Think about it. You do want to be happy, don't you? You wouldn't want to do something so bold as to tempt fate by lying, would you? Your name is Fate, though. You realize that, right? How do I I just looked at the tiny sprite and it looks like a very happy snake. Sorry, no, I would never lie, probably. Just remember, if you lie, the only person you're lying to is yourself. The only person who will suffer from this is you. And believe me, you will suffer. Not to mention the fact that whether you tell the truth or not, I'll know. But that's another story. Let's be moving on, shall we? We've wasted enough time explaining what we're going to be doing. Okay. Just remember, we all want to be good people. We all want to give the answers that we feel lend the most desirable human traits within ourselves. But sometimes good people do bad things. And sometimes we don't always have desirable traits as humans. Are you human? Your hair is immaculate, by the way. I cannot express enough just how important it is to be truly honest while answering these questions, no matter how uncomfortable the truth may make you. Now, it's time to get into the real meat of this experience. It's time for you to get the advice you deserve. I don't like the sound of that. As you read questions and scenarios during this process, I want you to create your own circumstances and build your own bridges to arrive at the answer that best suits your own psyche. I've been doing fine at that so far. If you've never experienced the scenario being asked of you, then simply imagine that you have and try to assume how you might feel in that situation. I'd like to invite you to pour a glass of water, sit back, and relax as we unfold your fate and the secrets to overcoming the next hurdle in your life. Well, that's news. I didn't realize we were going to be overcoming the very next hurdle. I thought you were just trying to make me happy. Because I'm so sad with this sad music. Is it okay if it's in a bottle also? Invasive testing begin! We're going to start with some basic, easy questions. For which the music will irrevocably take a turn for the worse. If you answer these questions twice, your advice may change. It's not just about answering the questions, it's about many different variables. Some you couldn't even imagine! Many different factors are at play here, including the amount of time taken to answer proposed questions. With that being said, it's far more important to actually take your time and think about how honest of an answer you're giving before you give it. Whatever you do, do not rush the process. Time is your best friend here. You'll see what I mean soon enough. I wonder if you mash through each answer. They probably know. And it probably says something unique. Okay! And here we go. Do you feel uncomfortable right now? Yes! The last one made me very nervous for how this is going to escalate it. Are you nervous? Yes! Do you feel cold? No, it's pretty warm in this room. Do you feel sad? Nah. Have you ever hurt someone because you were hurting even though they didn't deserve it? Sure. Do you crave acceptance? Well, this is the thing. Ambience is a lot more oppressive in this game so far. Do you crave acceptance by others? From others, I think you mean, but yes. Have you ever lost a loved one? Yeah. Not someone super close to me, but I've lost loved ones. Do you know what heartbreak feels like? Probably not. Do you believe in demons? You asked that already. No. Do you believe in curses? Nah. Would you consider yourself to be spiritual? No. Are you afraid of dying alone? Some of these we have heard before. If there was undeniable proof that a ghost was haunting you, would you continue to live in your home? No, probably not. I mean, it said haunting me, not the house, so I guess leaving might not help, but... Hey, can you get your pit of snakes to, relax a minute? I can barely hear you in the questions. Have you ever seen an object mysteriously move without being touched? No? I mean, without being touched by a person, sure. Like, if I blew something, it moved as if by the wind, but that wasn't mysterious. Do you believe that it's possible for a game to summon supernatural forces into your life without you knowing it? No. Would you like to make more friends? Sure. At some point. Would you consider yourself to be a good friend? We had this one already, and I suppose I'll answer yes again. Do you feel lonely? Right now? No. I feel the opposite. I feel as if there are many eyes on me right now. Talk to me. It's what I am doing. Do you make friends easily? I certainly used to. I don't know. Let's go yes. I guess because I used to be able to be quite good at that. Do you tend to avoid drama where possible? A yes. Have you ever had a near-death experience? How near is near? I don't think so, really. Do you like horror movies? Love horror movies. I'm bad with them, but love them. This is all very interesting. Have you played the test? Yeah. That's the spirit. Have you played the horror scope? I don't think so. Give it a whack. I'm totally not biased or anything. Thanks, Fate. Do you watch porn? Do I? No, I do. Would you consider yourself to be a hard worker? No. Do I have a low opinion of myself? Yes. Would I consider myself to be a confident person? No. Would I help an old lady across the street even if I were... Oh, I thought it said even if you were in a burning apartment. Even if you were running late for an appointment. I mean, yeah. So you're just gonna watch an old lady die? Do you watch porn? I kind of answered yes to that one as in jest, but now I'm trying to think. There are sex scenes in, GTA 5 and stuff, and Honey Pop is a sex scene for a large part of it. I guess yes, it works for that. That's probably not really what they mean, but... Would you kill all of your neighbor's pets just to save one of your own? Probably not. That seems a bit excessive. Have you ever tried to smother yourself with a pillow to see if you could actually suffocate yourself? Perhaps not for the reason you think, but yes. Have you ever been caught dancing when you thought no one was watching? Probably. Have you ever tried to roll your eyes back so far just to see if they'd really get stuck? Yes. Have you ever played a practical joke that you regret pulling on someone? Yeah, it didn't end up too poorly. It was just I annoyed them more than anything. Am I streaming live right now? No, but I am recording. Well, so I hit yes, like an idiot. Well, hello there, audience. Sorry, I'm recording this gameplay session right now. That's what I meant to say is yes. Should I start the test again? It's fine, it's probably fine. Probably doesn't change that much. Yes. If I told you that I was watching you play this game right now, would you believe me? Sure. If you've left a comment for me at any point in time, I've read your words. Does this bother you? I don't think I have left a comment. If you left a comment for me, does it make you feel positive that I paid attention to what you've taken the time to write? I guess it would if I had written something. you understand that no matter what, I appreciate you? Sure. I really do. Are you afraid of snakes? Not really. I've held snakes before and it doesn't bother me so much. Not as much as I'm afraid of spiders anyway, for instance. Do I believe in magic? Do you believe in magic? I think I said yes last time. Have I cried in the last month? I think I said yes in the last week last time, right? Do you have a hero? I'm holding out for a hero. I've got heroes. Do I typically learn from my mistakes? Not quickly. Do I enjoy outdoor activities? If I'm being honest with myself, I prefer indoor ones. Would I consider myself to be lazy? I very much would. Do you sometimes find it difficult to stay motivated? Yeah. It depends. Like, if I get really rooted into something, I can go chip away at something for like weeks on end, like 12 hours a day, and just be totally content with it. But if I lose motivation, it can sometimes be hard to get it back. Do you put the needs of others before yourself? I usually hold them in about equal esteem. I think it's fair to say I try. Would your family and friends describe you as kind? I don't know. They have in the past, but like all of them? I don't know. Look, I don't know how other people think of me. I'm not good at discerning that. Have I ever cheated in a relationship? No. Have I ever been cheated on in a relationship? No. Would I consider myself to be judgmental? No. That's one of my better traits, I think, is that I'm not. According to me, anyway. I see. Are you a hero to someone else? I highly doubt it. Do you love animals? Sure. Have you ever found a family member on Tinder and wanted to hit them with a super like just to make shit real awkward? I've never been on Tinder, and I don't go on many social medias very frequently. Yeah, me neither. Damn it, that's funny. I love how much it's willing to break its own mood just to feel like real and human. Do you enjoy drinking alcohol? Sure. Are you intoxicated right now? Only on life, my friend. Well, that makes one of us. Yeah. Do you like the phrase sneaky snake? Yeah, I do. It's like one of the first times I've heard it, but hell yeah. Are these questions a bit strange to you? I mean, that's the idea, but yes. Do you have a vivid imagination? I've got that, like, aphantasia or whatever, where I can't... I don't get, like, the colors and the shape clear, but my imagination runs wild, so I guess I'd say yes. Do I feel uncomfortable in large social settings? I do indeed. Would I consider myself to be antisocial? Not exactly? No. Do I hold a grudge for long periods of time? Yes, but I don't tend to act on it, as I mentioned previously. Have you ever urinated in public? In, like, a public washroom? Or, you mean, like, in public? I don't think so. I think I remember that. Maybe by, like, the side of a highway in a bush or something. But I wouldn't say that's public, exactly. Do I like pineapple on your pizza? I don't mind it. I knew I liked you. Would you consider yourself to be selfish? Sure. Most of our... I'm of the opinion that... Sorry, I know I'm running my timer out by breaking down these questions. That age-old question of, is altruism selfish because you're only doing it to make yourself feel better? And I would say yes, but I don't think that's bad. I mean, if you think about it, everything we do is a reaction to stimuli, right? So to say anyone does the right thing just because it's the right thing to do is not it's true, I guess, but not entirely accurate. If you do something because it's the right thing to do, it means you will feel bad if you don't do what you consider to be the right thing. So that's a selfish desire, or a self-originating desire, whatever. But I don't think that's bad. Do you think you've got a big ego? In some ways. In most ways, I would say no. Would you consider yourself kinky? You asked this already. What are you trying to say, Fate? Nice hair. Have you ever masturbated into a fishbowl? No? Well, then you can't be that kinky. Well, you know what? I could do without the gradation of this. Degradation, however. Never mind. Would you consider yourself to be religious? Nay. Would you consider yourself to be temperamental? Not usually. When I'm recording, sure. If you had to kill someone, if you had to kill someone to save your own life, but you knew they didn't deserve it, would you do it? We kind of got into this earlier. Like, if you were forced to, would you be able to go through with it? And I think the answer is no. Even if I went, oh yeah, I'm like, I've got to muscle through and do it because my life is worth more or something. I don't think I would actually be able to go through with it confronted with the opportunity. Interesting. Would you sacrifice your own life for a complete stranger? Circumstances again, but like if we're assuming like right now, if you're giving me that choice, the implication is that it's my life or theirs. I'd like to say yes. If I were in the situation, who knows what I would do? It depends on the circumstances so much that even if I were to posit my own circumstances, I'm basically positing my own answer, which I may as well cut out the middleman and just say yes. I think I could do that. If as long as I just ask me quickly and I answer as quickly as I possibly can, so I don't have time to regret it. Even more interesting. Have you ever been inside of a burning building? No, I've not. Have you ever been to a funeral? Yeah, a few. If you could attend your own funeral before you died, would you take the opportunity to do so? If you could attend your own funeral before you died, I just want to know what that means, so absolutely. If you could see into the future, but you were told that it would only reveal the absolute worst of what's in store for you, would you still look? Absolutely not, because I'd rather make the future. If you had the power to stop time, would you use it to do something you know you shouldn't do? I guess so, because I'd probably use it to, like, cheat life and take the time, like, I would stop time for 3 years and practice a skill I really wanted to get good at. And that's just cheating. That's just using magic to get ahead of other people. I'm cheating life. But would I use it to, like, steal something? Probably not. But I guess I would say anything you do while time is stopped because we shouldn't have that power is something you shouldn't do. So yeah, probably. If you had the power to remove one person from the earth, never to return again, would you use it? That's kind of like killing someone, isn't it? But the difference is this time I could pick. So I could pick, like, a real nasty person. And I'd still have that on my conscience forever, but it would probably be for the betterment of society. Let's go yes. If I told you that I understand you better than you understand yourself, would you believe me? Probably. I don't know myself too well. If someone threatened to kill you, would your first response be to react in violence? My first response would be to run! If a stranger stole money from you to support their drug addiction, would you forgive them if they apologized to you? Well, stole money, sure. I can make more money if somehow, you know? If a family member, it's not like they stole, like, an arm. If a family member said something nasty about you behind your back, would you confront them about it directly? No. That's weird and disturbing. If you had to eat raw squirrel brains for 3 days to stay alive, would you do it? I guess. If you woke up tomorrow and none of your family remembered who you were, would you choose to leave and start a new life? If they didn't remember who I was, it would be like a stranger was in their house. Of course I would leave. If a homeless man was clearly sick, freezing, and utterly miserable in the rain, would you be willing to give him your clothes and walk home naked? Oh. No, I'd do something more sensible, like get them a blanket from a store. If I walk home naked, I'll get arrested. That's how that works. If someone accidentally hit you in their car, but you suffered no injuries whatsoever, would you still be upset with them? I mean, I'd be upset. I wouldn't probably press charges or anything. I got bumped by a car once. It wasn't like I got hit, like they drove into me. They were pulling out of their driveway, and I thought I saw them. It was someone I didn't know. I thought I saw them wave me along, and so I was like, "All right, thanks." And they kept pulling out, and I like fell over, and I was like, "Oh, what the hell?" I was more astonished than angry. But yeah, I was a little upset. Have I looked for my any means? Oh yeah, I forgot that was a thing. No, I've not. I haven't been checking the last or first letters. Any of these. Maybe you should have been. No. I can't imagine how that would improve my life. Are you wondering if there's a deeper meaning to all of this other than just simply answering question after question? No. Miracles happen every day. Do you agree? Of course. I think that's another one of those things like magic that's all about your perception of the event. Umbrellas aren't worth lugging around and you don't mind getting rained on. Absolutely agree. I just also don't like wearing umbrellas because I'm uncoordinated and I'll bump into things with them. Red is a prettier color than pink. Do you agree? I like pink a lot. Pink. Do you ever feel like a plastic bag blowing in the wind? Sure, don't we all? Eating in front of people can be awkward. Hard agree. We had a bit of this in that Would You Rather recently. Rings used as a ceremonial wedding gift are so outdated. Do you agree? I mean, I sort of agree it's antiquated, but I don't mind, I guess. So outdated seems strong. Nah, that's nice enough. Did you realize that the first letter of the last 6 questions, when combined, spells out the word murder? Do you think I noticed that? Do you know why that is? No. Does that make you slightly uncomfortable? Nah. Are you going to start paying closer attention to what you may have gotten yourself into? Not a lick. Do you realize it's too late to turn back now? Keep talking. Find out. Oh man, now it won't say full screen. There we go. No, I don't realize that. I'm late? I'm here? What did that say? Sorry, I wasn't expecting one of those, so I didn't see what it said. Do you hear someone in your room? I hear me in my room. Do you see the shadows closing in? No, all I can see is this bloody bright light in my face. Ah, now I've got spots in my eyes. No, I don't see the shadows closing in. Do I feel like I'm being watched? For the last time! I'm recording it! I'm being watched! Did you look around your room a moment ago? Yes, I thought it said, did you lock your room a moment ago? Do you like long walks on the beach? I don't know. I haven't been on many long walks on the beach. I could see myself enjoying that. Do you enjoy giving gifts to people? Hell yeah, I do. Have you ever felt like giving up on life? Hell yeah, I have. I probably should have changed my intonation for that one. Do you love your family more than you love yourself? I think it's hard to quantify. Probably. Do you have a best friend who's clearly better than the rest of your friends? No. Do you think there's some kind of conspiracy behind the coronavirus? Oh, this must have been slightly more recent than I thought. I thought this game was a lot older. You know what? Let's just say no. Do you believe that you're human enough? If you could turn invisible, but you could never be visible ever again once you decided to use your power for the first time, would you ever use it? In extenuating circumstances, I said, no, maybe I should just not accept such a power. If I'm about to get mauled by a bear, you know, being invisible would be great, but then what kind of existence would that be? Well, I guess I could wear clothes. But I'd probably be captured by the government or something. Probably, so let's just say no. If you knew someone was about to rob a convenience store, but you knew that they were doing it to feed their family, would you stop them? I guess if I had the wherewithal, I'd try and just offer them whatever I thought they might get from the convenience store. Here's $500, please don't get arrested or hurt anyone, you know what I mean? $500 is maybe lowballing it a bit. Well, you know, if someone was about to rob a convenience store, it makes it sound like they were going to do so armed and dangerously, and I may not have the guts to stop them in that instance. But let's say yes, assuming I could help them out of it in a different way. If you were they said to make my own circumstances, I'm allowed. If you were stranded on a remote island with a stranger and you were both starving to death, but you found a secret stash of food they didn't know about, would you share with them? Yeah! They probably have more survival skills than we need the both of us to get off that situation. If you could turn into an eagle for 1 year, but you wouldn't be able to turn back into a person until that 1 year had passed, would you do it? What kind of natural predators do eagles have? Nah, probably that's got tax implications. Let's not. If you had the opportunity to earn riches beyond your wildest dreams by fighting a grizzly bear to the death using nothing but a machete and an army helmet, would you do it? No. It's a freaking grizzly bear, are you kidding me? If you had to pick one basic food item to eat exclusively for an entire year, would you choose potatoes? Ooh. Am I allowed to, like, make it into things? Because I could go for eating french fries for a whole year. Potatoes is actually an excellent idea. I like potatoes, yeah. If pizza screamed in agony every time you bit into a piece, would you still continue to eat pizza? Probably not. If your best friend got bit in the genitals by a highly venomous snake and the only way to save their life was to suck the venom out of their genitals, would you do it to save them? I'd certainly try. Was that question difficult to answer? No, not really. Do you feel mortal? Yes. Sorry about it, best friend, whoever that would be. But, things are about to get real intimate and real weird. I'm gonna save ya. Do you enjoy loud music? Sure. Do you feel awkward when you dance in front of others? Of course. Do you suffer from an anxiety disorder? Not that I know of. Do you ever feel depressed? You bet I do. You're not alone. So I gathered. Do you feel relaxed? Right now I'm a little uptight. Do you think you have a guardian angel watching over you? I'd significantly think that is untrue. Do you ever hear your name being called when no one could have called it? Yes. It's cool that some of these questions are repeats from the previous game. I'm going to take special note of that one. Do you always look both ways before crossing the road? I do it pretty frequently. Actually, since I've been in lockdown for a while, I've lost the habit, and I almost got hit a few times the last few times I've been out, just because the habit isn't in my head anymore. So actually, I guess I could say no nowadays. Do you wash your hands every day? Yeah, I guess so. Do you feel uncomfortable using public restrooms? I, never do. It grosses me out so bad. Is winter your favorite season? Hell yeah, it is! Do you know anyone named Josh? Not knowingly. I know a few people online whose real names I don't know and could very well be Josh, but not that I know of. Are you wondering why that last question is relevant? No. I've started to realize that plenty of them just aren't. Are you allergic to any animals? Don't think so. Have you ever thought about an animal in a sexual way? Are we, Star Fox characters? How is that, right? Because they're animals, right? Let's say yes. Have you ever been in love? Yes. Would you consider yourself to be artistic? No. Would you consider yourself to be dominant in day-to-day life? Look, all I know about you now, Fate, is that you have not watched my sibling shamelessly and... What the hell is the title of the video called? I can't remember. You haven't watched that video if you're asking that. Do you feel that you got too much time on your hands? No, usually not enough. Can you be easily intimidated by others? Yeah. In more ways than just, physical. Are you easily excitable? I'd say so. Do you enjoy solving complex problems? Yes, but I wouldn't say I'm good at it. Do you have a difficult time relaxing? Absolutely. Would you consider yourself to be high maintenance? Probably. I haven't ever consulted anyone who would have a good answer. Or, have enough experience to answer. But I would say... I don't know, just because I'm an unusual individual. Well, but then I don't know. I guess I wouldn't. I don't have enough relationship experience to really call that one, though. Do you trust easily? Yes. Would you consider yourself to be an honest person? Mostly, yeah. Have you ever told a lie? Sure. Have you ever lied to your best friend? My best friend at the time. I've had a few people I considered a best friend in the past whom I've since fallen out of touch with. Have I ever lied to a best friend? Not in any substantive way that I would have remembered. Have I ever lied to my family? Sure. Have I ever lied about any answers during this session? Not that I know of. I've been answering pretty honestly with these, I think. Are you wondering why all these questions have to do with lying? No, that seems pretty intricate to destiny and personality. This is all very useful information. Are you a people pleaser? Yes, I think so. Do you enjoy being a center of attention? Like I said last time, I would say no. Do you feel like you've got a good sense of humor? I don't have much of a sense of humor. I laugh at some things a lot, and then some things not at all. Do you frighten? He's like, oh yeah. But not from that. Oh boy, I can't wait to see what this is gonna be. It's gonna be like a little teddy bear or something, right? Well, that was odd. I wonder what that was about. That's probably a pretty good place for us to stop the simple segment of our questionnaire and move on to the more gritty questions. Oh, those are simple. Good. The next set of questions will not be yes or no answers. The next portion of our session will be filled with various scenarios that put you smack dab in the middle of vital choice making. We'll see how well you handle your options as you delve into each scenario. I'm not looking forward to this. Remember, the key to all of this is to answer honestly. Let's get started. Is it going to put me into different rooms, or is it still going to be just text? Ooh, the music is all mysterious and stuff now. Oh boy, sorry. You're home alone, it's dark, and it's storming outside. All of a sudden, there's a knock on your bedroom door. Someone's in your house. What do? Grab the closest item that can be used as a weapon. Ignore the knocking and hope it goes away. Ask who is it and wait. Boldly open the door to reveal what's on the inside. I'd probably look for something blunt to grab. Whatever good that would do with me and my uncoordinated limbs. Very interesting choice. I know a lot of people keep, like, knives and stuff by their bed. I don't do that, because I can sometimes be an active sleeper, and I don't want to risk injuring myself mid-nightmare. Very interesting choice. Why, thank you. You meet a homeless woman on the street. She asks you for money. You find it within yourself to give her all the spare change you have. Just as you do, a homeless man approaches, asking if you can spare some change. What do you do? Tell him you got no change left to offer. Tell the homeless woman to share with the man. Tell the homeless man to ask the woman for some of her change. Tell the homeless man that you'll get some more from somewhere. I mean, I can't know that. I'd probably just say I don't have any left. Really now. Hey, what would you do, huh, fate? Why don't you just tell this person to... What? Both your mother and father fall incredibly ill to a life-threatening disease, and there's only enough medicine and facilities to save one of your parents, and time is of the essence. What do? Father and mother, we had something like this in Would You Rather recently. Split the medication between the two, even though both may die. I'd say I made it for myself in case I say I'd probably try and split it. We're assuming I don't have a doctor in this case who would advise me, I guess. That doesn't surprise me. I guess it wouldn't. You find a case of money. Money is a big part of all of this. I guess it is like the ground zeros for morality in our society. You find a case of money tucked away inside of a dumpster. A dumpster. Wow, nice one, me. Inside, there's 10 solid gold bars and a vial of mysterious liquid. Under the vial, there's a note that says, "The cure for cancer." What do? Turn the case into a professional... turn it into a professional entity. I think they mean it turn it in space to a professional entity. But I like the idea you're just gonna, like, live to the case. Keep the gold bars, but give away the cure to cancer. Keep the cure for cancer, but give away the gold bars. Keep everything in the case for yourself to sell or use. I mean, it's got a note that says the cure for cancer. I'd rather have it, like, it be tested somehow by a professional. What a wasted opportunity. I'm sure you said that, regardless of what I pick. I'm sorry, I know I shouldn't judge. I mean, that's what you've been doing the whole time, really, isn't it? You're stuck alone inside of your house and you're starving to death. You're completely run out of food and no one is coming to save you for weeks. The only potential source of food around you is your family pets. What do? Kill and eat them so I can survive. Continue to starve along with my pets. Attempt to cut meat for my pets, then treat their wounds. Let them eat me so they can survive until help arrives. Oh. I mean, if you, like, cut a portion off of your pets, surely they would, even a very loyal pet would, like, instinctively just try and kill you at that point, right? They wouldn't have the context to understand that you're doing that so that both of you can survive. I don't know, man. I mean, I guess I'd probably try this before just outright killing them all. It probably wouldn't go well, but I probably would try. None of those are especially good options. Why am I not surprised? Because you're fate, and I presume you already knew I was going to say that. Your neighbor's home is on fire. A blazing inferno among smoke hits from the windows. You hear screams for help coming from within, but you can't see past the flames. No one else is around in sight. What do? Call the fire department. I would hope that would have already happened. Oh, no one else is around. Okay, right. Start shouting for help and searching for someone nearby. Run to the burning home to try and rescue anyone you can. Walk away. There's nothing you can do. Probably start shouting for help, because if I run to the burning home, I'm likely to make things worse if it's already collapsing, adding more weight to the equation and everything. What do I know about getting through a fiery building, right? Probably I would start shouting and screaming. I like that. Well, that's so sweet of you, Fate. You're fast asleep in your bed when you're woken by what sounds like a woman's muffled cries from someone in your room. You quickly realize it's coming from under your bed. What do? Immediately look under the bed, hiding in your covers, and wait patiently. Verbally call out and ask who's in your room. Jump out of bed and run out of the room immediately. Probably go look under the bed. I mean, at that point, it's like, am I going to be able to jump out and run? Well, muffled cries. I mean, this is a pretty supernatural seeming occurrence. I don't, you know, literally believe in monsters and sort of that sort of thing, although if that happened, I'd be pretty scared. I'd probably assume it was a normal person, and maybe assume that they are in trouble, and maybe assume that they, you know, are someone who is not in their right mind, who broke into my house and then hid under my bed, so I'd probably want to look under the bed. Probably I should have just jumped up and ran, but, A man in a fancy suit approaches you while walking down the street. He pulls a watch from his pocket and hands it to you. He claims that when the watch stops ticking, it marks the moment your time runs out on this earth. What do? Take the watch and thank him for the gift. Take the watch and thank him for the gift. Decline the offer for the watch and keep walking. Tell him that he needs professional help and to keep his distance. Tell him you already got 3 of them as a toy in your Happy Meal. I would assume they probably need professional help, but I don't think I would say that. I think I would just say thank you and carry on and maybe then wash my hands. Would you now? Probably. You're sitting at home playing a game on your PC when that's what I'm doing right now, when all of a sudden someone grips and squeezes your shoulder firmly from behind. Gah! What do? Immediately jump up and turn around. Scream and stay still in terror. Spin around with a vicious elbow to whoever's behind you. Tell them to squeeze harder. I could use a nice massage. Probably scream and stay still. You're sitting in the bathtub trying to relax when a hand emerges from the water. What do? Shake hands with it. Jump out of the bath and run as fast as you can. Kick the hand and try to keep it away from you. Give it a firm handshake, maybe even a solid fist bump. Push it underwater and hope that you get some free hand action. I would really, really love to say that I would give it a handshake or fist bump it, but I would probably jump out and run as fast as I could. If it's one hand, it probably can only grab me so firmly, so kicking it to try to keep it away from me, it's only giving me the opportunity for more hands to show up. At this point, it's definitely ghosts, right? So, run! Clever! Wow. It was 1 of 4 options, fate. You get out of bed and immediately fall down into a deep, dark hole. A man is standing above you, looking down, telling you to put lotion on your skin while he watches. What do? There's not normally a deep, dark hole beside my bed, so this is probably supernatural, and it's probably time to start slathering myself in that lotion. Sensitive skin and allergies. I mean, that may be true. Not the allergies bit, but sometimes my skin reacts in certain ways. I'd probably just start slathering at that point. You know, at least while I get a chance to understand what's going on. You're sitting at home alone, and all of a sudden your door slams shut. You've seen it before your very eyes, and you know that no one is home, and you couldn't have been a gust of wind. What do? Stay perfectly still and watch the door, look for a weapon around the room immediately, jump up and try to climb out of the window. Run over to the door and open it. Probably the smart thing to do would be a combination of these two. What I would actually probably do would be stay perfectly still. My flight or freeze is all freeze. I like that. You said that before. Someone you've known for many years but have no attraction to you tells you they have had a massive crush on you for a long time. What do? Ask them out on a date. Who knows what might happen? Tell them you're flattered but just not interested. Tell them you feel dating might ruin your friendship. Ask if they want to be friends with benefits. I've had something kind of like this happen before. I had someone who I never thought about really at all tell me that they had a crush on me, and that's basically what I did. I asked them out on a date. It didn't go anywhere, but they quickly realized that it was all in their head and they didn't actually care for me that much, but I'm glad I tried. So you're one of those types. Alright, says the person wearing half a skull as a mask. Your dog starts there's a lot of pet stuff. Your dog starts randomly barking, and there's a lot of mental gymnastics going on from me here to try and imagine myself in the pet world. Sorry. Your dog starts randomly barking into the darkest corner of your living room. There doesn't appear to be anything there, but your dog insists on escalating to growls. What do? Try to calm your dog by petting them, stand and stare to see in the corner to see if anything moves. Walk up to the corner and send your hand to feel for anything. Walk out of the room and ignore it entirely. A lot of people think that since dogs and cats have better senses than us, they are able to see supernatural entities that we can't. And I, for one, being that I don't believe in them, I'd be more prone to imagining they're smelling like mold or something growing, or a rat maybe. So I'd probably go examine it up close, like so. I'm taking note of that. Okay. You see a massive spider in your room the size of your hand. Ugh. What do? Grab something bigger to smash it? Well, I guess we're moving out now. Burn the entire house down. It's the only way to be safe. Try to capture it alive for science. Well, I don't know for science, but I'd probably try and put a bowl over it or something. I caught a slightly large moth the other day off of my ceiling. I mean, it wasn't the size of my hand. It was that big, but especially bigger spiders like that. Well, not all of them, but there are plenty of spiders that are pretty, placid and chill creatures. So it probably wouldn't be too hard to capture her in a bowl or something. Take it outside or whatever. I mean, there are spiders in the world that are bigger as my hand, so I think science isn't really at play here, but anyway, I'd probably try and capture it. It'd be freaky, though. It'd probably take me some time. I'd tape a bowl to a broom or something, so I didn't have to get that close. Your closest family member tells you that they're a serial killer. What do? Tell them you don't want to know any more details, turn them into the authorities, ask them for more information so you can help them stay out of trouble, try to convince them that they need help. Some mixture of 2 and 4, I guess. Just thinking about, what would be less likely to get me killed, I guess. Family or no. I think at that point, I think the thing that would be best for them would be to stop doing that, probably. If I just, like, called the authorities and told them, go here, this person is here, they might feel more betrayed that way if I try to do this. But if I do this, then there's a decent chance that they'll be like, oh, so you're not going to support me in this, murder. My gut instinct, like, if I'm, like, in my house, cornered in my room, and someone comes and tells me that, and it's not like I could try, just, like, grab them by the shoulder and be like, right, Bucky, you're off to the slammer, because they would kill me. I'd probably just try and talk them down first if they're confiding this in me, right? I don't know, though. That's a pretty extreme circumstance. Hard to imagine that one. I know I said I had a vivid imagination before, but I'm starting to think maybe that's not true. If you found out that you only had 1 day left to live, what do you do? Did we already... No, it was last one where they asked us what you would do in this case. Tell everyone that I loved them and to be happy, not sad. Do something insane, crazy, anything goes. Not tell anyone at all, just act as if nothing's changed. Spend my time on my own away from others. It's either number 1 or number 3. I mean, I probably wouldn't want to leave anything unsaid. I know this contradicts my answer from the previous game somewhat, but this one does specifically say, you're telling them that you love them and that you're asking them to be happy, which is kind of what I was saying before. I was gonna, like, go around and try and say nice things to people. I'd give that a go, yeah. Alright then. When did these games come out? Because I thought these were, like, more like 2011, 2013 or something. But they referenced the coronavirus, so... This one's 2020. The first one, was also 2020. Never mind, these are much more recent than I thought. These actually came out after the Watson-Scott test then. And the final one came out, or the third one came out. They were all 2020, actually. Interesting, my apologies. Oh, whoops, did that just advance the text when I left-clicked? My apologies. If one of your pets started speaking to you and told you that they've got a dire warning that they're going to die if you don't let them eat all the ice cream in the freezer, what would you do? Go lay down, I'll obviously way too high for this. Give them all the ice cream they can handle. Don't give them the ice cream, you're not going to fall for that one. Assure them that you'll protect them and that they won't die. I mean, the pet starts talking. You have the ice cream, man. Oh, lovely. If all of a sudden you could start hearing other people's thoughts and the person next to you was thinking about mugging you and stealing your money, what would you do? Take preemptive action and beat them up first. I'll tell them you don't think mugging you is a good idea. Get away from them as quickly as possible. Ignore it. You don't know that you aren't just hallucinating. Probably both of these. I'd get away from them, but then I'd be like, well, let's verify that I actually hear people's thoughts and I wasn't just assuming they were going to mug me. Telling them you don't think mugging you is a good idea. On the one hand, it's like, that would be pretty wild if you were like, I'm about to mug that person, and they just said don't. And you're like, I didn't say anything. So that would probably scare them off. But it could also be like that they'll think that they just seemed like they were going to mug you, and that's why you said that. And then they'll just mug you anyway. That's no good. Beat them up first, that's a horrible idea. What if you were really just imagining things? Just get away. That sounds reasonable. Thanks, fate. Your best friend comes to you and tells you that they just accidentally killed someone and they don't want to go to prison. What do you do? Help them hide the body, report them to the authorities, tell them they're on their own, but you won't rat them out, try to convince them to turn themselves in. I'm not hiding a dead body. No. But, like, the thing about reporting someone to the authorities, I don't believe that the primary motivation for that should be the criminal getting justice. I think the primary motivation should be making sure a crime does not occur again. My best friend, I'm assuming I trust this person enough to make that I don't know. I'd probably just tell them they're on their own, like, they're not saying I didn't kill someone, they're saying, oh yeah, I killed them 100%, I just don't want the consequences. Well, accidentally, so it's, does that mean, like, I didn't control my anger and I just beat someone to death, or does it mean, like, someone was wearing not very reflective clothing at night and I ran them over or something? Probably it's more like the latter, where I have to make up the circumstances myself. Man, that's intense. I don't know, man. No, I'd probably try and convince them to turn themselves in. If it was an accident, I'd much rather this person plead accidental homicide, I guess. So I'd try to convince themselves. I'd try to convince them, but I doubt it would work. You're driving in your car and you accidentally run someone over. You're pretty sure that they're okay, but the fact that their head is clearly detached from their body suggests it's probably just wishful thinking. What do? Call your best friend and tell them you don't want to go to prison. Hey, wait a minute. As if you're speaking from experience here, fate. Turn yourself into the authorities, drive away, and hope nobody saw what you did. Try to hide the bodies. I'd probably just use... I'm not going to be able to live with that. I'm watching you. I know. Interesting how that played out. You're telling me. I think it's time we move on to the next portion of our test. Do tell. The following questions that shall be asked of you are would you rather style questions. Ooh, exciting. Imagine you've got a gun... Oh, no. Oh, I thought this was the first one. Imagine you've got a gun to your head and you absolutely must choose an answer. No matter how uncomfortable that may be. Oh, or there's gonna be more mother-father stuff, and I'll just have to pick randomly, won't I? Let's get started, shall we? Would you rather be loved by all or feared by all? Loved by all, that's an easy one. Would you never get angry or never get jealous? Never get angry. Jealousy can be a good motivator for trying to improve yourself. Anger as well, but it can also be much more easily a motivator for bad stuff. Would you rather be held in high regard by your parents or by your friends? Well, probably friends, because your parents tend to hold you in high regard. That's ideally your parents hold you in high regard on principle, and you didn't choose that relationship. Not that I don't value it. I value it less or anything like that, but it just to be valued by your friends. Those are the circles you chose. You know what I mean? I think that's an interesting question, though. Would you rather live in space or live under the sea? Space. Neither are safe, but space. The sea is so scary. Would you donate your body to science or donate your organs to people who need them? It's kind of similar, but probably the organs to people who need them. My body isn't terribly remarkable, scientifically speaking. They've got a few others, I'm sure. The quantity of organs is probably more important. I believe I'm universal donor as well. Blood types, that's useful. Would you rather go to jail for 5 years for something you didn't do or get away with something horrible you did but always live in fear of being caught? Jail for 5 years, please. I can busy myself in jail. I mean, if I don't get killed in there. Would you rather work at a horrible job that you hate but retire comfortably in 10 years from now, or would you rather have a dream job but work until the day you die? Dream job forever, probably. I could do that, I think, knowing what I know about me. Would you rather every shirt you'll ever wear be somewhat itchy, or only be able to use one-ply toilet paper? You can fold one-ply toilet paper. Would you rather have skin that changes color depending on your mood, or have tattoos appear on your body that depict what you did yesterday? Both are kind of cool, actually. But, like, what if what I did yesterday wasn't something I'm proud of? What if I was masturbating till that Star Fox spawned? Just a really, really big tattoo of peppy hair on my chest. Let's go to color-changing skin. Would you rather shit every time you orgasm or orgasm every time you see a dog? Oh. You know, both would cause some serious problems in day-to-day life. Probably the former, Alex. Because, I mean, with difficulty, you could probably explain that one to your partner in question. The dog one's a little harder to just casually explain off. The orgasm one, you could just be like, well, I'm sorry, I got very excited. If your partner switched bodies with one of your parents, the only way to get them to switch back was to have sex with one of them. Would you rather have sex with your partner in your parent's body, or have sex with your parent in your partner's body? What the fuck is wrong with you? Thankfully, didn't actually have to answer that one. Just answer the question. Hey, I did. Those were the answers I was given. Oh, probably this one, because then at least my partner remembers that experience fondly. Ideally. We can only hope. And the parent, ideally, doesn't recognize any such thing. I'll close my eyes. That one had no bearing on your results. Just curious. Of course it was. I think we've answered enough of these types of questions, as I'm sure you'd agree. No. I think we were barely through all the important stuff. We're going to end the test with a short series of final questions, giving simple answers. We'll get started now. What does that mean, simple answers? Out of the following options, which number do you like the most? Yay, 7's back! Out of the following options, which color resonates with you the best at this exact moment? Black, red, green, blue. Probably just because you've got a lot of green in your outfit, but I'm thinking green. Out of the following options, which creature are you the least comfortable around? Spiders, snakes, scorpions, dogs. Probably scorpions. Because spiders are freaky. Well, I can't help but notice the ambience went away. Spiders are freaky, but I feel like scorpions are more likely to actually just, like, kill you. A little more aggressive. And oh, there it is. It's back. Out of the following options, which flavor is your favorite? Chocolate, vanilla, peanut butter, mint. I do like peanut butter, but, like, unless it's like yeah, let's go peanut butter. Keep it simple. Out of the following options, which do you personally value the most? Family, friends, money, freedom. Again, family and friends, pretty close by. It's just like the love of others. But I guess I'd go friends in that case. Out of the following options, what could you most live without? I guess freedom? Because money is like... I mean, again, I guess they're saying you're developing your own circumstances. I'm sort of assuming this means literal, physical, being able to move around and stuff. If I were confined to my house, but I had family, friends, and money, I'd be pretty happy, I think. So I could probably do without freedom between those four. Out of the following options, which statement is the most accurate? I'm brave, I'm caring, I'm smart, and objective. Caring. Out of the following options, which are you most afraid of? Living forever, losing my loved ones, dying alone, dying immediately after this test is finished. Probably living forever. That sounds pretty scary. We're almost finished, but I've got just one final question for you. Lay it on me, fate. Have you ever punched a nun? No. You really ought to try it sometime. It can really take the edge off. Look, I'll get around to it, alright? Alright, we're done here. I'm through with you. Wow, way to be sensitive about how I feel about myself. I'm just gonna calculate results very carefully. Don't want to miss anything important. Trying my absolute hardest not to judge you right now. I'm just trying to keep it professional as possible. Here we go. Based on what you told me, I've come to a conclusion. This is what I personally believe would be in your best interest to acknowledge, set in motion, and accomplish in order to climb the ladder to happiness in your life. Alright. I'll take that with a grain of salt from someone who wears a skull. First and foremost, I'd like to start with a blanket statement that everyone truly needs to hear. Something that is taken for granted far more than anything else in life. Something that has such an incredible, unique, and irreplaceable value compared to any other thing on this earth. And that, my friends, is the value of time. Time is the most valuable form of currency you will ever hold in your life. You can spend time on anyone doing anything for any reason. Now, time can be spent, time can be wasted, and time can be taken away. But time can never be refunded, time can never be earned back, and more time can never be gained. Imagine a bank account with all the money you'll ever get to spend in life. Now imagine not knowing how much money is in your account. Imagine going to the store one day to purchase something you really need and the cashier tells you, "I'm sorry, but you cannot afford that." As a matter of fact, you cannot afford anything, ever again. We only have so much time, and we have no idea just how much or how little we truly have before our bank account runs dry. And the fact that we get to decide and choose what we spend our time on just shows you how truly special it is when someone spends their time on you. So now that we understand the incredible value of time, I'd like to make a suggestion for you personally on how I think you'd be best spending your time in order to achieve what you need most at this current stage in your life. Stop masturbating to Star Fox porn. Peppy isn't real, he will never love you. Let's see here. I can tell that you're very often misunderstood. Even those closest to you typically don't give you a lot of respect that you deserve, which is honestly really unfortunate. I don't think that's true. I think the main issue really lies in communicating with those around you in an effective way. Okay, that's on me. Fair enough. One thing I'd highly recommend for you to do is attempt to build a bridge with those who doubt you. Instead of wondering why they don't understand you, try to put yourself in their shoes and think from their perspective. Once you're able to understand things from their point of view, you can begin to communicate in a way that will help them understand just how truly special you are. And of course, I want everyone to know that. I think it would be a very good investment of your time in focusing on putting yourself in other people's shoes a lot more often before writing them off completely. If you can master this little piece of advice and apply it to your everyday life, you'll have the world at your fingertips. My advice to you is to take a deep breath before responding to someone who attempts to speak to you, and take that moment to analyze what you're going to say before you let words leave your mouth. I think you'll be very surprised just how much of a positive impact this can have on your life going forward. I hope this information helps you achieve your goals. Your secret word is understanding. Remember this word. This will come in handy. Thank you, Faye! Nice outfit upgrade from the previous game, by the way. And you can leave it in a comment for us, blah, 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 blah. I think I will politely not leave a comment there. We love the conspiracy theories behind the greater meaning of all this. And in the third and final installment of the test series, all will finally be revealed. I have my doubts about that, but not a single person has been able to figure out what this experiment is all about yet. We look forward to reading your thoughts and feelings, as it helps shape what we do as we work on future projects to bring the most emotion out of you. From the bottom of our hearts, thank you for everything you do, thank you for playing, and thank you for contributing your secret words to our projects. Wicked! After playing the Test Final Revelation, the third game in the trilogy, we also have the Testing Chamber, which is connected to the Test Trilogy in a very special and unique way. In the meantime, the Advisor, another interesting experience. Gotcha. Interesting, of course. Yes, 100%. I think I will leave those for some other time. I'm gonna go record the third one after this, though. Again, thank you so very much for supporting us in our journey, and we truly cannot show our gratitude and appreciation enough for all you do for us. We hope the rest of your day is filled with all the joy and happiness that you deserve. You know what's really interesting about this game so far is because it gets to such a deep and dirty and gross place in the questions it asks, it has that kind of feeling of, you know how sometimes a really dark story, like something like The Last of Us, that explores like the worst of humanity, gives you the most faith in humanity because in spite of all that stuff, you still see the good bits through. I feel like that's a lot of what this game has been doing so far, and it's great. It's cool. I like it a lot. I can't believe this is from 2020. I'm so sorry. I was completely wrong. I must have been thinking of some other game entirely. I mean, a list of the names who supported our projects. I'm afraid I don't have time to go through it all, but that's very kind. Well, we have learned so much more about ourselves today, friends. Isn't that just lovely? I'm about to go record the third one because this is very cool. I'm interested to see where this rising hypothesis ends up. What plateau does it occur at? As for the actual resultant advice they gave me at the end there, it is interesting again how, I mean, a lot of it is very general advice, so it makes sense that it sort of connects with a lot of people. That one connected with me a little less than the first one, I feel like, because the first one, it was probably advice that, I mean, I've been doing, like, the advice we got at the end of the first one, which is basically like, don't wait for the perfect time, start chasing your dreams now kind of thing, is advice that is somewhat applicable to me. And because I do sometimes have trouble with dragging my heels about stuff like that. But in this one, it was half of the advice they gave at the end what felt like right to me, but the bit about trying to imagine what other people are thinking when they say something you don't like, I do quite often, I think. You know, not always as much as I should, but that was something less that I felt like, oh yeah, me as a person, I probably needed to hear that. But there was something else they said in there, well, about just trying to, once you've seen it from that way, trying to think before speaking it, and make sure that what you're saying actually reflects what you're thinking. That's something that's probably better advice for me, personally, because that is something that I often don't do well. Nevertheless, very neat game, this. Not to mention the art. Hello, what are we looking at here? Just like a room of checkerboarded doors everywhere. I have some hypotheses about this room, mostly that it was made by someone who was very troubled at the time. But that is all for now. Next week on the channel is going to be some more TTYD randomizer permadeath, after which will be the test, the third one, Final Revelation, which I'm pretty excited for. So this whole trilogy was released in 2020. That's pretty wild. It would have been really crazy to play these games as they came out. That is all for now. Thank you so very much for coming around. Hopefully I will see you around. Admiral's gonna be out of here now. Peace! That's boring. I don't want to do it. There we go. I got the parry. It's fine. Don't worry. I got that one too. And check this one out. I got it as well.